Hey y'all, I'm Taylor, a developer content engineer here at Sonar, the industry standard for code quality and code verification. And today I want to get you up and running with the SonarQube Remediation Agent. It's a part of Sonar's Agent Essentials package, and as of this summer, it's generally available. But a quick bit of context before we jump in. Sonar thinks about agent centric development in three phases. There's the guide, the verify, and there's the solve. You effectively guide the agent with the right context and constraints before it even writes. You then verify whatever it produces for issues, and then you solve surfaced issues as they arise, or as we'll discover today, as they pile up. Agent Essentials covers all three phases. Sonar Vortex handles the guide and verify phases inside the coding loop itself, and the remediation agent covers solve. So here's a situation many of us developers are familiar with. AI agents are writing a huge share of the code landing in our repos, and they're writing it exceedingly fast. Faster really than any review process was ever built to keep up with. And so issues arise, forming a backlog, and that backlog over time grows. We're talking about reliability issues, maintainability problems, and even the occasional leaked secret. Stuff that really nobody has time to go back and triage by hand, let alone address programmatically. We're talking about technical debt, and AI-assisted development is compounding it. And that's what the remediation agent is built exactly to address. A few things that make it different from just pointing an LLM at your code. For one, it works on your existing backlog on the main branch autonomously, and it hands you back pull requests you review and merge. Essentially, every fix is verified before you even see it, and the agent, in doing so, applies a fix in an isolated sandbox. It reruns Sonar's analysis on that change, and it checks it against your quality gate. And if the fix doesn't actually resolve the issue at hand, or for instance, it would regress the quality gate, the agent just throws it out. Many tools guess, but here at Sonar, we always verify. At the end of the day, you stay in control. Branch protection, required reviewers, your quality gate check, all of it applies to the agent's PRs exactly like one that you or I write. Nothing merges without your sign-off. And it runs, I should note, on your own LLM key, OpenAI or Anthropic currently, so usage is billed to your provider account. So, in a nutshell, the whole loop is you pick the issues, the agent fixes and validates them in the background, and you get clean, verified pull requests to review. Let me show you. Now, setting up the remediation agent is super simple. You can see here that I'm on the organization dashboard of my SonarQube Cloud account. What I'm going to do is navigate to the administration tab here on the left sidebar, and specifically to AI capabilities, where the remediation agent is featured prominently, along with all of the steps required to set it up. You'll first want to install the app for any repos bound to your SonarQube Cloud project. And then you choose your key. Now this is a bring your own key situation, where in my case, I've supplied an Anthropic LLM key. Lastly, as part of step 3, you get to configure all of the agent's capabilities. So PR remediation, for instance, but in the case of our demo today, we're going to double click on manual backlog remediation. As an aside, you can also automate backlog remediation if you want to handle those issues on a fixed schedule. So with this in mind and toggled on, let's jump into a project and examine its backlog. I have here a simple Python project which performs basic antipodal point calculations. And simple as it is, it has an ever-growing backlog of issues, which we can view here on the Issues tab. You can see here that there are 23 issues actively afflicting this project for a combined 4 hours and 53 minutes of manual remediation effort. Really, if you ask me, that's 4 hours and 50 minutes that I don't have to dedicate to these sorts of issues, and 4 hours and 50 minutes too long. So what I'm going to do is first triage the sorts of issues that I want to address. And we can do that by clicking first on the highest severity issues. Here, I'll click on High. And to be a little bit more specific, let's double click on any security issues specifically. As we all know, there's no place for security vulnerabilities in our code. So we've now narrowed the list down to 3 resulting issues for a combined hour and 5 minutes of manual remediation effort. You can see here there's one with an estimated 5-minute effort, which regards SSL and TLS certificate validation, server certificate validation, I should say, as well as a couple of hashing related issues as well. Let's see here what we're getting into by double-clicking on the issues themselves. See here we have the first mentioned issue, which arises specifically on line 22 within this file. It says that we need to enable server certificate validation on this SSL and TLS connection. Now you may be asking yourself, why is this an issue? I'm glad you asked. We have provided an insightful tab for that reason exactly. As you can see here, what is a potential impact? Establishing trust in a secure way is a non-trivial task. When you disable certificate validation, you're removing a key mechanism designed to build the trust in internet communication, opening your system up to a number of potential threats. Pretty important if you ask me. Now let's look at the other 2 issues that we'd like to address. It says make sure that hashing data is safe here, where let's double click on that issue as well. Here we have what looks to be an outdated hashing method. Why is this an issue? As SonarQube explains, cryptographic hash algorithms such as MD2, in the case of our code, are no longer considered secure because it's computationally feasible to find 2 different inputs that produce the same hash output. A collision that is not acceptable in our production code. So let's get to work, or rather assign the remediation agent all of the work by first selecting the issues here, 1, 2, and 3, and lastly, assigning them to the remediation agent. It's really as simple as that. You can see here that 3 issues were assigned to the agent, creating 2 PRs. A single fixed PR to handle this issue, and another fixed PR to handle both of these hashing issues here. Go ahead and click on the View Progress to view just that. And we can see here the status, the timestamp, as well as the source of the fix itself. And that way you can differentiate between, say, the manual backlog remediation that we're conducting right here and right now versus a scheduled remediation run, as I had mentioned earlier. And just like that, after only about a minute, we can see that a single fixed PR has been generated. Let's go ahead and open that up. And this will direct us to the pull request that has been created on GitHub. You could, of course, navigate to GitHub directly and open the PR on the given project. But we'll go ahead and take this approach for demonstrative purposes. And you can see here that the fix PR has been created. The agent creates a PR description which describes the fix in question. You can see here that upgraded password hashing from the cryptographically weak MD5 algorithm to the SHA-512 was implemented to secure sensitive user credentials. Why MD5 is vulnerable to collision and pre-image attacks, which renders it unsafe for password storage. So this change in effect resolves two critical SonarQube security violations in the database module. This fixed issues section gives you a little bit more insight into the fix itself. Again, restating why this is an issue and specifically what changed, viewed here in this diff. Should you like, you can of course view the diff here in files changed as well. A simple implementation. Moving back to the conversation, pushing this through is as simple as pressing merge. Should there be any reviewers required, of course, you will go through that process, and regardless of the fix implemented, it must pass your SonarQube quality gate. So I'll go ahead and click merge. Provides a description, and we'll confirm the merge. And it's really as simple as that. Now, if you go back to the issues page, you can see that the security issue has in fact been resolved. And voila, there it is. Those two issues have been remediated by our agent. Now, let's go back to the other fix in question. You can see here that there was a second PR fix, or fix PR, I should say, which was open, and that was to address the certificate issue. Let's click into that, and again review the change that was made. This relates to Python issue S4830, enablement of server certificate validation on this SSL and TLS connection. This is a critical issue. You can see here the change that was implemented, and go ahead and merge that as well. With the merge in place, we have now resolved all of the high-level security issues that were afflicting our project. Go back to the issues page, to high-level issues, and we can see here that the security issues are no longer present. And so that's the SonarQube Remediation Agent. We picked the issues, the agent did the work in a verified sandbox, and then we merged pull requests that we could actually trust without checking out old code or burning a sprint on cleanup. That's the solve side of the Agent Centric Development Cycle. The agent clears a debt, and you stay the one who decides what ships. Verify, y'all. Don't guess. If you want to go further, the same agent also works on Azure DevOps and can even remediate issues in your pull requests. Although for that, I would recommend using Guitar AI Code Review. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and y'all go clear that backlog.